Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of The Sauce. First NBA video of the year. It's going to be another week or two before I'm doing the daily NBA videos where I go through every game every day, kind of like I was doing last year, but figured I'd run through one game. And the game I chose, Portland at Detroit. Not exactly an NBA Finals preview here. This line is Detroit minus 3.5. Some books opened it up at 4, but I think it's mostly at 3.5 right now. Total sitting at 214.
Welcome to the Sauce. The Sauce. Sauce. Hey, get the sauce.
So let's start with some injury reports. Detroit still missing Bogdanovich and Monte Morris. Neither has seen the floor yet this year. That rookie, though, Thompson, he's really stepped up. Alec Burks really stepped up. They're pretty deep, the Pistons, and they've had guys step up in their place. Jalen Duren is questionable, and that's a big one, too, because the Pistons should really control the paint in this matchup if he plays. Portland's pretty solid injury-wise. Obviously, you got the big one, Anthony Simons. He just had surgery on his thumb, I believe. Supposed to miss about 6 weeks. But other than that, they pretty much got all their pieces out there. So we'll start with some head-to-head matchup history, and Portland has absolutely owned the Pistons. Since 2020, these two teams have met 7 times. Blazers have taken all 7 by an average of 14 points, so they've absolutely dominated Detroit. But as we know, this year's Portland team's a lot different than Portland teams from years past. Let's take a look at Portland offensively so far. Not a ton of outside shooting. Just 22nd and 23rd and above the break in corner three-point shooting. Majority of Blazers shots have come from inside, 16th, 10th, and 15th in mid-range paint and rim frequency. That plays directly into the strength of the Pistons defense. Detroit actually leads the NBA in defensive efficiency at the rim so far this season. Opponents are hitting just 49.6% of their shot attempts at the rim against the Pistons. They're also 11th in defensive efficiency in the paint as well. So really not a good matchup for Portland offensively on paper. Portland's really going to have to try to get active on the offensive glass, and they've done a pretty good job of that so far. In fact, that's probably what the Blazers have done best numbers-wise. They're 4th in offensive rebounding rate on the season, but Pistons have done a solid job of keeping opponents off the glass. They're 10th in defensive ORB. That's why we need to know if Jalen Duren's going to play, because it's huge in this matchup. On the other side of the ball, this is where we find the biggest mismatch of this game. Now, we're only just over a week into the season. There's not a ton of data, but the Pistons have an offensive rebounding rate over 35%, which is 1st in the NBA. Portland defensively, 30th. So this is the best offensive rebounding team in the league so far against the worst defensive rebounding team in the league so far. So again, we need to know if Jalen Duren's going to be on the floor for Detroit, because he leads the team with 13.3 rebounds per game. He's actually like 3rd or 4th in the NBA with that number. And that sums up how I feel about this game. The Pistons look great in their home opener against the Bulls, a comfortable win over the Bulls. They're rested, and they should completely control the paint in this one. I mean, I think they control the paint whether Jalen Duren plays or not, but obviously having Duren on the floor is huge. Detroit's losing streak against the Blazers should end here. I'm down to lay the points. I actually already did. I put it in the Discord. I took Pistons minus 3.5. If Jalen Duren is ruled out, I'll probably get screwed on that number, but I was willing to roll the dice. If he doesn't play, I'd still lean Pistons, but it's probably closer to a pass for me. So let's say Pistons minus 3.5. If you want our top bets for all sports, parlay of the day, or you want to join the Discord, head over to KyleKirms.com. The information's right there on the homepage. NBA season is still super early. Remember to bet responsibly. There's not a ton of data in, and I'll talk to you in the Discord.